Hello, this is Michael Wojcik with the Rochester City Council update for January 4th, 2015. Relatively brief meeting today. We got our annual updates from the mayor and from the council president and took care of some beginning of the year business. Took care of some appointments. I know a lot of you contacted me about the appointment to the DMC board, and from my standpoint, let's give them a shot and see how it goes. And those of you who don't know that President Staver recommended for appointment Mark Hickey to that board, which I obviously got a lot of comments that he might not be the best selection for that role, and but let's see what he can do. I mean, ultimately, if he goes in there and he tries to advocate for the plan that the city council adopted, that's great. I mean, if he goes in there and he's advocating for banks with wraparound drive-through and surface parking lots and thinks the DMC is just a bunch of pretty pictures, or wants to build hockey stadiums, well then not take care of the biking and pedestrian connections called from the plan, well then obviously we've got a problem. But give him a chance to see if he can see what he can bring to the table, and ultimately if it doesn't work out, then we'll there are plenty of other people that can probably step into that role and do well also. Ultimately, it's about trying to make the community be successful, and I think that I certainly like to give Mr. Hickey a chance to show what he can do along those lines. Also had pulled a couple of city-county projects, some work on 18th Avenue Northwest and Viola Road. For some reason, the counties they've modified a deal where they're charging more to the city for some projects that we're doing together. And what we're told from staff, it's because the county doesn't do curb and gutter or bicycle facilities or sidewalks even, and a little bit perplexed by that because obviously it doesn't make sense to do that in rural areas, but for God's sakes, this is an urban county. I mean, more than 5/7 of the counties in the city of Rochester now, and I mean, Olmsted County and Ramsey County and places do really great things, and cities there to create great urban boulevards, and I just think that maybe this policy is maybe stuck in the 1960s and ought to be revisited, because regardless if it's the city, the county, or any other jurisdiction, if you're doing business in the city of Rochester, if you're building roads in the city of Rochester, for God's sakes, we should be respectful for the needs of all people. And it just seems to me that the county is just flat out dropping the ball. This isn't the first time this happened either. If you recall, they didn't bother making any allowances to eventually allow a trail along the Zumbro to go along the new bridge they're building on 55th Street, despite the fact that they're building more lanes that are actually required there. So not exactly sure what's going on, but I'm going to ask the county for a little bit more information on that. And I certainly hope that the 5 people representing the city of Rochester on the county board ought to advocate for the needs of the city, and I don't know if that's happening right now. So a lot of good folks on that board. Let's hear what they have to say. Committee meeting, Nick Campion brought up this SBA startup in a day, and the bottom line is we're going to set some expectations that all of our applications processes should be on this fancy new thing we call the internet by January 1st, 2017. Everyone was supportive. I just asked for a little bit more clarity in terms of what we're doing. Buckeye Liquor basically got the final approval, a couple details. I'm always grateful when the biggest controversy surrounding a proposed project is the name. Not a huge fan of the name, but you know what, the developer can call it whatever the developer wants. We're getting rid of 3 god-awful blighted buildings, and we're getting a pretty nice thing put in place. So that's good. Other than that, not a whole lot more to add. Thanks for watching, and Happy New Year, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.